Did you know that 25% of the adult population in the United States deals with knee pain? Hi, I'm Dr. Tim St. Onge with Thrive Chiropractic in Branson, Missouri, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what we can do to help with knee pain. So the problem with knee pain actually runs, it's more than just, my knee hurts. It really affects almost every area of your life because you need your knee to function well in order to be able to walk, to be able to run, be able to crawl around on the floor and play with your kids or your grandkids. And so when you have knee pain, it really limits you in multiple areas of your life. It really decreases the quality of your life. And perhaps the worst problem is it will generally gets worse over time unless you do something about it. And so let's just talk about a couple of the causes of knee pain. And before I do that, though, I want to break it down into two categories. The one category, and the most obvious, is if you've had recent trauma that has caused your knee to become painful. Perhaps it's swollen, gotten red, and perhaps you can't put any weight on it at all. I'm not going to talk about that because that is really, that really is going to be dealt with by generally a medical doctor. What I really want to talk about is knee pain that has either come on slowly over time and it's become chronic. And there's really just a couple of causes of that, and there's a few different treatments, some better than others. And so the first thing is a past trauma or even a surgery that you've had years ago could be causing the problem because of scar tissue that has formed inside and around the knee that has changed the way the knee functions. And when you change the way the knee functions, you put, we'll just call it weird stresses on different parts of the knee, and it changes the stress load on the knee, and then you start to wear out certain parts of the knee because of that. And of course that becomes painful, right? The other cause is poor hip, low back, and ankle mobility and alignment. When you walk or whenever you run or squat or do anything on your feet, you have a certain alignment that starts at your low back and goes all the way down to your foot. And because of the mobility in the knee, there's more mobility in the knee than there is really in any other joint in the lower extremity. And those stresses tend to go to the knee if you do not have proper mobility in the hip and the ankle. And so poor mobility in the hip and the ankle and the low back will increase the stress load on the knee, and thus, of course, increase wear and tear and increase likelihood of pain. So what can you do about it? So there's a few options, and the most obvious thing people do is they grab some ibuprofen or Advil or some other anti-inflammatory drug, and that can give some temporary relief. The problem is that if you continue to use it over time as a way to manage the problem, you're doing nothing to fix the underlying mechanical issue. So it's still gonna wear out faster than it should wear out, and the pain is gonna get worse over time, and eventually the Advil or the ibuprofen is gonna stop working, and you're gonna be headed probably for a knee replacement. The second thing that people do if they go to a medical doctor, they get injections. And injections can work really, really well, actually. In fact, when I was younger, I had an injection in my knee for a knee injury that led to some chronic pain that I was having, and it completely fixed the problem. And I've never had to deal with it after that. And realistically, if you can do that, I mean, if you have a problem that an injection into the knee will fix, it's probably a good idea to do it. But a lot of times what ends up happening is people will have serial injections into the knee. They'll have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and each one of those injections increases the likelihood of arthritis forming in the knee and the knee wearing out even faster. And so whereas one injection may be a good idea to try, multiple injections is probably not the best option. And then, of course, finally, if the knee just gets so bad that surgery becomes the only option to replace the different parts of the knee, and I've certainly have had people that do extremely well with that, but of course there are limitations to it, and really we don't want to get to that point. I don't want to keep you from getting to that point, and that brings me to what I do in my office, and that is a combination of hands-on treatment to improve the mobility and the alignment in the low back, hip, and ankle, and then also to give specific special mobility exercises that really gets the helps to maintain that mobility and that alignment. And that's really what you need to do in order to keep your knee as healthy as possible so that it experiences as little pain as possible. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you, and if we can ever help you in the office, I'd love to do it. You can feel free to call our office at 417-598-0080 or go to our website. You can make an appointment online. It's real super easy, and we'll get you in and we'll see if we can help you. Okay, God bless and have a great day.